In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, we check out the jobs with the least amount of stress during their day-to-day work. Is your occupation on this list?
And on the flip side, we give you some things to think about before you go cow tipping. And is there anything more timeless than SpongeBob? Mike, hit the music.
And welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. It's time to pick up that hammer, put on that safety vest, put on that hard hat. It's a hard hat holiday, respectfully. And it's time to go to work and building that wonderful house. That is another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. I am Mike Gambita. We talk about some weird, unusual stories, some unusual news, and some original segments. But of course, can't do it without my best friend, my roommate for life, Mr. Matt Summers. Matt, how are you? How are things?
Mike, I can't say that I'm great.
Why not?
Well, summer is over. We all know that. So now we are officially in fall, which fall is not terrible. However, went to the pumpkin patch this weekend. Fun fact, Mike, I'm allergic to hay.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you know where there's a lot of hay?
At a pumpkin patch.
At a pumpkin patch. So sat on hay to go to the field to pick out the pumpkin. Sat on hay to come back from the pumpkin patch to the place. There's this hay flying around. It's very windy, very dusty, and very hay. I was miserable, and my allergies have just been god-awful ever since. Today's the first day. It feels like I can't talk. I don't know what's happening with that. So if I lose my voice halfway through the episode, we'll just start sign language. I don't know.
Okay.
Figure it out. But how are you? How are things?
Dude, I'm great, man. I'm coming off on working during the weekend. Working on the weekend like usual. No, never like usual. It was very unusual, but it was a good time. We are in fall mode activated. Hopefully this weekend will be some good plans with some friends. If not, bonfire. Can't wait. Well,
love a good bonfire.
Not really a bonfire, like a huge bonfire, but like just a little fire.
There's nothing better than a fire in the fall.
Nice beer or hot apple cider.
Yep, marshmallows,
hot
dogs,
flannels.
I'm not a huge flannel guy.
I know you're not.
Yeah, I don't love flannels.
The leaves are falling, Matt. I don't know if that puts you in a nice. Well, actually, I think it's just our tree in our back at the back of our house.
What's your favorite color leaf?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Could you imagine that during the interview process? Okay, so it's the fall season. What's your favorite color of a leaf during the fall? I want to say a nice red. That's
what I was going to say too. I think green's too traditional. I would go red, yellow, green, brown. Brown leaves just make me, I hate brown leaves.
We forgot an orange.
Okay. I'm going to go red, yellow, orange, green, brown.
Okay. Yeah, brown's just poopy.
Yeah, I see a brown leaf, I just think it's dead.
Yeah. Or in the wise words of Jamie Tart, it's poopy. Ted Lasso for anybody. That's like no idea.
No, I still need to watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I'll give you the login sometime. So anyway, speaking of relaxation, low stress, not anything intense. Matt, many episodes ago, I talked about the hardest jobs. And today I'm also releasing, as reported by US News, these 16 low stress jobs. Now, Matt, what was your first thought when I threw that at you at text the night before our podcast recording?
I was trying to think of like what jobs could be on here, and it'd have to be ones that are kind of fun, but I feel like everyone has their own definition of what's fun for work. I also wonder if it's jobs that people think are fun, but actually aren't. So I'm curious to see what is on this list.
I think it means like anything that does not have high stress. So like something that doesn't require a whole lot of, let's just say a whole lot of colorful hair. Like it doesn't turn gray hair.
I just feel like every job has to have stress. And I guess that some jobs have less stress than others. Maybe that depends on what position you're in. You know, people would say like, oh, like golfers don't have stress. Professional golfers have a lot of stress when they're in the middle of a tournament trying to win.
So Matt, this list is in no particular order. As assumed based on reviewing the website. Matt, I am going to be talking about first off, I'm going to be talking about the job itself. What job is it? I will also talk about the education that is required, or shall I say preferred, and then the median salary for this job. Can you take a wild guess? There's 16 of them. I don't have the list in. You okay there?
Yeah, we're good. The glass is empty.
Oh, okay, good. I got really nervous there.
So did I.
Matt and I usually like show off like what we're drinking before the podcast, and it seemed like Matt had a little bit more to go, and looks like Matt chugged that down. So
nope, we're good.
Anyway, rewind. I don't have the full list in front of me. I have it in particular order with the descriptions. Take a wild guess. Any low stress jobs that are going to be on this list?
I'm going to say like a front desk receptionist. I don't know why. That's the first thing that popped into my head. I can't think of anything else. Maybe like a newspaper delivery.
Okay.
That's probably way wrong. But
just like strutting around the block with a bunch of newspapers.
Just mail. Bam. Hits the window.
All right, Matt. The first one I'm going to be sharing is a landscaper and groundskeeper at number 1.
Oh.
The education required is no formal educational credential. The median salary is around $34,430.
Still a lower salary than I would have thought for like a landscaper.
So the description is, for some landscapers and groundskeepers, work is seasonal. Schedules may vary between busier seasons in the summer or spring. These workers are the reason landscapes and lawns near office buildings or other public spaces look trimmed and beautiful year-round. To become a landscaper and groundskeeper, you aren't required to have a formal education. In some states, you must be licensed to use pesticides. It takes about 1 year to train with pesticides on the job, but many landscapers and groundskeepers need less than a month of on-the-job training in order to get started in this profession.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It's also like hard to be like super stressed when you're like outside in the sun all the time and just enjoying the fresh air.
Tell you, if you know how to at least landscape or like know how to do that stuff, that's quite key when you have a place that requires some landscaping.
Yes, it helps out at home as well.
Yes. All right. Number 2, Matt, it is an orthodontist.
Oh.
The education required is a doctoral or professional degree. The median salary is $208,000 a year. So an orthodontist is ranked high on the best jobs list at number 14. Like other dentists, orthodontists can certainly have their own practice. This means more control over hours and being your own boss, which may reduce stress. Some dentists work longer hours, but may work fewer than 40 hours a week. Orthodontists must attend a dental program after college. To specialize, a residency of up to 4 years is required. Orthodontists also must obtain a state license in order to practice.
That really surprises me because I feel like it's a very high stress job just because you're working like with kids' teeth. And like that kind of feels like it's some sort of like doctoral thing. Like especially like any job I feel like you get a doctorate for, I feel like it's probably a pretty stressful job, no?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a doctorate.
All right.
All right, Matt, at number 3, a software developer. Education required is a bachelor's degree, and the median salary is $120,000. God, why did they give me such weird numbers? $120,730 a year.
Wow. Well, that's a lot for a software developer, I feel like.
So software developers have some flexibility in the way that they work. Some are able to work part-time on a contract basis or even work remotely. This job also does not require an advanced degree to break into. The higher salary is attractive, and there's a great deal of demand for this work. Projected job growth is more than 25%, which is faster than the average, and the unemployment rate is low at 1.2%. I guess that was the unemployment rate for that.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's one of those jobs where like you're always going to have something to do and there's always going to be a need for it. The salary is nice. I don't know. This is kind of on your side. Do you feel like that'd be a cool job to have?
As far as a software developer, I think when it comes to, let's say like video game development, like I think that's kind of fun that you're developing a software, developing a game. I think what gets challenging is when people depend on your software and then the customer service, which now I'm kind of thinking of it. Why is this on a low stress job when there are people that are software developers that are developing a software for individuals? And let's just say it goes down. And then there's all those customer service requests, those support tickets and all that stuff. And then people are stressed because there's a lot going on and they need to get it back working.
I agree 100%.
And following suit at number 4, a web developer. You need
that's kind of nice. You can kind of like work anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And as they said, with a bachelor's degree and a median salary of $77,000 a year, web developers have the flexibility of working from home or working part-time. Since a master's degree is not required for this job, it does not come with a lot of student debt to worry about. Web developers build and maintain websites to ensure customers' needs are met. They also test websites to make sure that they are easy to use and navigate. Job growth for this role is fast at 30.3%.
Yeah, I feel like if you tell someone you're a web developer, like their first reaction is like, "Oh, that guy's a nerd," but like it's not true at all.
Mhm.
I know of a lot of web developers actually. They're cool people.
You do?
I do. I know a few. I know other people other than you, Mike.
I know, but like, it's just like that's a unique job. Like usually you don't like social media managers. Like you don't really find a whole lot of people in your area, but when you
I'm
look,
not saying I know like 7. I know like 2 or 3.
I know 12 to build a website. All right. At number 5, a dentist. A doctoral or professional degree is required with a median salary of $160,000 a year. Some dentists run their own business. Being your own boss can definitely reduce stress and give you more flexibility with planning time off and choosing work hours. The higher salary may mean a better quality of life, and dentists are consistently in demand, so there is a job security in this profession.
Yeah, again, just working with kids' teeth can't be that stress-free, especially if they like bite you. I bit my dentist before. Did I ever tell that story on the podcast?
Wait, no, tell it.
Yeah, so my dentist was doing something like using a tool in my mouth, and then I just went to bite down because I thought his hand was out, and I just bit him right in the finger.
No way.
Yeah, it was very funny at the time. He wasn't like mad or anything. And at the time I was like, oh shit, I just bit his finger. Like, what the hell? Why did I do that? Yeah, it was great.
Oh man. I need to get to the dentist.
I think I have an appointment in January.
Oh, okay, good. Good for you, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, Matt, next one. Something we're not actually familiar with, but we kind of are. At number 6, a occupational therapy assistant. With an associate's degree required and a median salary of $61,000 a year. Occupational therapy assistants, compared to other medical professions, may have more flexibility as far as work schedules. Clients usually come in by appointment, and work stays at the office. You don't have to take work home with you during the evenings. This can mean a greater work-life balance. Working one-on-one with clients on their healing plan is rewarding work and may also help offset stress levels.
So, no, many OTs and OTAs, the work definitely goes home with them.
Yep.
Like that they work almost all the time.
Yep.
I also feel like the interactions they have can have a lot on like their like mental state and mental health, whether it's working with geriatrics or pediatrics or anything like that. So I don't really agree with this one too much.
Mm. You do have to realize it's an occupational therapy assistant.
Right. But they still do not everything that OT does, but they still see a lot of it and do a lot of work and everything like that.
Gotcha. All right. At number 7, a bachelor's degree required with a $99,000 salary. A computer systems analyst. Computer systems analyst is another job that can be done from home, part-time, or by contract, which can provide work-life balance. With a higher salary, you can also have a higher quality of life with this role without being saddled with a lot of student debt. Computer system analysts review a company's IT systems and recommend ways to improve them. This may involve new designs, upgrading existing software and hardware, as well as running tests. They may also do programming. Computer system analyst ranks number 5 in best technology jobs.
You know, what I'm getting from this list is I just sort of been like an IT or like communications major in college.
IT.
Yes.
Stay. Do not,
sure.
Communications, IT. Matt. Like,
they're the same thing.
Am I all happy and go lucky every day? Absolutely not. I just need a break, man. All right.
All right. So IT.
Yeah, IT. There you
go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, next one at number 8, a bachelor's degree is required with a salary of $100,000, almost $101,000 a year, a data scientist.
Sure.
Okay. The stress level for this job depends on the field and the company a data scientist works for. It may be possible to set your own work schedule when it comes to completing projects before moving on to the next one. According to a data science nerd, data scientists gather data, create algorithms for computers to analyze it, and then make recommendations for organizations based on the data. For example, some data scientists use their findings to conduct research or to develop a marketing strategy.
Yeah, I mean, as the quote goes, numbers don't lie, people do.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
I love it.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right, 9, a master's degree is required for this job with a salary of $79,000 a year. An epidemiologist or a medical scientist.
Excuse me?
An epidemiologist.
Okay.
Since epidemiologists or medical scientists can work in a range of different disciplines, they have the flexibility when it comes to work and stress levels. While some epidemiologists may work in the field, others work in an office. They organize studies to identify issues with public health, looking for patterns when it comes to disease and other health issues. They communicate their findings to public officials, and it ranks number 1 in best science jobs.
Not something I ever would have guessed. I would have felt like that's kind of a very stressful job.
Yeah. I guess it barely scratches the surface when it comes to like an epidemiologist. Like, I always love those ologists, like a podiatrist, or those trists, like a speech language pathologist, or like an epidemiologist. I always love looking at the root word and seeing what it like. So it's only like topical stuff. Like, they're not really digging deep into it.
Yeah, true. I didn't really think about it like that.
Yeah. Epidemi, the epidermis. I feel like that's
the first layer.
Yes.
Yes.
We hope.
Sure.
Hell, we're not scientists. This message has been approved by Funny Business Science. Okay. At number 10, with a bachelor's degree required with a salary of $106,000 a year, an actuary.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I'm like, what is this? Actuaries assess the financial cost of unexpected events such as natural disasters. Consulting actuaries that work in investment banking may have more demanding work schedules. However, actuaries working in other areas typically work 40 hours a week in the office setting. A consistent work schedule may mean a good work-life balance.
So they just calculate financial burdens from natural disasters?
Yeah, basically when shit hits the fan, they're there.
Can you give me a more depressing job? I mean, that just sounds awful.
I said low stress, Matt, not depressing jobs.
Jeez. Who would... wow, I can't believe there's an actual one job title for that. I figured someone would just have to do that as like a side job.
I felt
gosh, that's terrible.
I felt like an actuary was like something to do with water, an aquatic.
Yeah, I don't even know what was going through my head when you said that word. I had no thoughts.
All right, at number 11, with a doctoral or professional degree at $124,300 a year, an optometrist.
I've heard of an optometrist. I can't remember what they do.
Okay. So yeah, they may occasionally have to work longer hours, but they are not on call. Dealing with emergencies is also rare. These combined factors mean a job with a more predictable work schedule that is lower stress compared to others' professions in the medical fields. Yeah, it does not give me what the hell.
It didn't say what it was.
Maybe they don't even know what they
want
to do.
What a great description. I'm going to say this while you look this up. Anything you need a doctorate for is not low stress. Just because the stress of going to get your doctorate is so intense. Like, if there was a job for no stress, why do you have to go through all the stress to get a doctorate?
Oh, I should have known this. Optometry is examining eyes.
Oh. How is that low stress?
Oh.
You know what's stressful? That little, you've been to the eye doctor. Everyone that's been to the eye doctor will know this. The little blue thing that they put right up against your eye and then you can't blink.
Oh, I never
optometrist just don't have to do this. Oh, it's terrible. So it's like it's like a little device that they put. You have to keep your eye open,
right,
like really wide, and then it's like a little blue circle on a thing that they put like right against your eye, but you can't blink, and they have to go like take like a quick picture of it. It's terrifying. I hate it.
I've only had one experience, which I should definitely go back. They fit me for my glasses and like kind of like my actual lenses, like actually what was the best for my eyes. And they just put that machine in front of you and they flick the different things and they know which one's which.
Yep. Is this better or worse? Yep. Better or worse?
I guess that does go on low stress jobs. So, all right, number 12. A associate degree is only required for this job at $78,000 a year. A dental hygienist.
Oh, is it the whole dental hygiene family today?
I guess we are.
Jeez.
Matt, we went in the wrong profession.
Yeah, clearly.
So dental hygienists tend to have more flexible schedules. Many are able to work part-time, only a few days a week. They may also work at more than one dentist office. Dental hygienists clean teeth and educate patients about oral health and care.
I don't know how much more I can talk about teeth.
All right, we're going to move on.
This episode.
At number 13, an associate degree is required with a $61,000 annual salary. A physical therapy assistant.
Okay.
So most physical therapy assistants work full-time, but some have the option to work part-time. The work can be stressful when it comes to helping patients follow a treatment plan. However, working under direct guidance of the physical therapist means they are not making critical decisions about a patient's health. The job does not require a college degree, so a large amount of student debt is also not a concern. I feel like that is a little outdated. PTAs are also responsible for guiding patients through exercises, educating them about their health, and some administrative tasks. Aiding patients with recovering mobility and achieving their health goals is rewarding, which makes the hard work feel well worth it.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing as the OTA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not much more to be said.
Yeah. With a doctoral, at number 14, with a doctoral or professional degree, with a salary of 102, it's 102, 270. I've just been rounding these numbers because my brain just cannot function. $102,000 a year, a biochemist.
No.
Everybody should see Matt's face when I announce the actual job profession.
Just no.
Wait till you see the last one.
Oh, God.
So biochemists earn a high salary, which can mean a better quality of life. No kidding. And being able to make a real difference through research can be very rewarding. They study things like disease, molecular growth, nerve cells, heredity, and other areas, depending on the specialization. Biochemist is ranked number 2 in best science jobs. Biochemists usually work regular hours, though sometimes they need to work longer hours to meet deadlines.
I don't know. I feel like working with diseases is kind of stressful. Like, what if you spill it? Then we got a pandemic again.
Wait, you got another pandemic, you know?
Yep. It's just a ticking time bomb.
Yep, ticking time. 2 more. With a bachelor's degree and a median salary of $97,000 a year, a biomedical engineer.
Oh, God.
So engineers have lower stress compared with other medical jobs that require longer hours or that may be physically challenging. They may work more than 40 hours a week, but their work is also satisfying. They do research and development to make advancements in medical technology. I know you and I have never experienced engineering as a program at the school that we went to, but don't usually people say that when they are an engineering major, they tend to be a little bit more stressed because they are an engineering major?
Yeah, engineering is like one of the hardest majors like ever because their schooling is just terrible and it's intense. Also, I feel like the definition for low stress for this is just like working 40 hours a week and rewarding work like that. Yeah. It's still stressful.
All right, Matt, at number 16. Or the last low-stress job.
Oh, boy.
The education required is a high school diploma or equivalent.
Okay.
With a median salary of only $31,000 a year.
Okay.
Matt, any guesses for this last one?
Fast food.
Nope.
Lifeguard.
Close.
Pool boy.
No.
Okay, I don't know.
A recreation and fitness worker.
Okay, now this is maybe the first one on the list that's actually like belonging on the list.
If you ever been to summer camp or taken part in a recreational sport, then you've seen firsthand how recreation and fitness workers help people of all ages stay active. Recreation and fitness worker also has a below average stress score in the best jobs ranking. That's US News. There's high flexibility as far as work-life balance, since recreation workers often work weekends, part-time, or may take part in seasonal work. To become a recreation and fitness worker, you need at least a high school diploma or equivalent, as well as a on-the-job training. But that goes by fast and maybe less than a month.
Seems like a fun job. I mean, depending on really the kind of people that come to the facility can get stressful at times or difficult. But yeah, that one makes sense.
We were always surrounded at the new house, but technically still at the old house back at my parents'. We were always surrounded with like camps, like summer camps. And like the camp counselors, like I guess they technically count as these recreation and fitness workers. And I can agree with you that this is a job that is pretty laid back and pretty easy. And I could tell by that because one of those weeknights we decided to go out. My dad, my neighbor Steve, shout out, and we went to the local saloon in the area and filled with camp counselors.
Yeah, it's fun. Seems fun.
So, out of all these jobs, which one would you want?
That's tough. I'm gonna probably the fitness instructor or fitness counselor.
I wouldn't mind being a dentist.
I feel like a dental hygienist is kind of cool because like you're not stressed of the dentist. You don't have to do like the heavy surgery stuff. You just kind of go in, check their teeth, floss them, clean them, and then you move on to the next person. I think that'd be kind of cool. And it's a good salary too.
Yeah, I mean, it's to clean teeth and look at teeth. And I mean, I guess, well, dental surgeons are a different job.
That
I
is
guess.
different. Yes.
I was going to say, like, people taking out wisdom teeth and all that, but
Yeah, no, hygienist isn't doing that.
you're right.
I'd be scared.
No, I'm scared for I was scared for myself when I got my wisdom teeth out. But yeah, those are the 16 low stress jobs, or the jobs with the least amount of stress by U.S. News.
We wanted to share something that has become essential to those days after a long, exhausting night: Liquid IV's hydration multiplier.
It's amazing how huge a difference it makes. Liquid IV helps us feel more energized and refreshed throughout the day. With one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and a 2 times faster hydration formula than plain water.
We both love the flavors. Yuzu pineapple and passion fruit are our top picks. They make staying hydrated a truly enjoyable experience.
What's even better is that Liquid IV is committed to giving back to communities in need worldwide by providing clean and abundant water. They've already donated over 39 servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
And we have a special treat if you want to try Liquid IV. Head over to liquidiv.com and use the code FUNNYBUSINESS at checkout to get a 20% discount on your entire purchase.
So shop better hydration today with promo code FUNNYBUSINESS. All one word, FUNNYBUSINESS at liquidiv.com at checkout.
Remember to stay hydrated and healthy and give Liquid IV a try. It's worth it. And moving on to the second half of the show, we are going to start with a little dude that's crazy. Mike, do you want to go first or want me to go first?
Oh, I will definitely go first.
Alrighty.
Alrighty then. I was like, where is it? I got a stupid one and then I got like a rabbit hole one.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the stupid one first. Gas.
Pause. That comes out of our body or gasoline?
Like, that's gas. Like the gasoline you put in the car.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Like, that's gas.
Yes.
We've always known about gas prices. We've talked about gas prices in this. We've been fortunate enough not to hit $10.
Yeah.
In some places, I should say. I've seen places like San Francisco, for instance, that was $8 a gallon. When gas, and it says inevitably, but I say when gas potentially reaches $10 a gallon, a lot of gas stations will need new gas price signs to accommodate the extra digit.
Dude, that's crazy. Yes, that is true. You weren't lying when you said it was a stupid one. It's funny. It's true. Yeah, those things can't be cheap. That's why gas is $10 a gallon.
Yeah. I think to myself, the ones that aren't digital, like the ones where they're going out there and they're like taking the long stick and they're like slapping it on there and making sure it gets on. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe they're too lazy to not change the sign. Because have you ever worked with like those yellow with like the red, like the black arrow with the lights? You ever worked with signs like that? Like
no.
those, but you know what I'm talking about, correct? Like usually like a lot of the marquee, as they call it.
Yeah.
Rearranging those letters is awful. Like I did that when we ran the ice cream stand. I did that in high school at one point. Like just making sure you have the right letters and then sliding them together. Like rearranging them is tough. But I can only imagine how tough it is knowing that the sign is like 30 feet above your head. And then you have to like have a little tool. And then like you're switching out like just maybe a digit or like 2 digits. And you're like trying to switch it out. And it gets challenging. And I think to myself, maybe they're just too lazy to change it. And that's why gas hasn't changed the price. But like we all know with gas, it goes up and people aren't afraid to charge it more.
Or if it's like that Y2K theory, like once it hits $10 a gallon, like the sign's just going to like break and the gas is free.
I was wondering where you were going with that, but you brought me back.
I didn't know where I was going with it either. But
yeah, just stupid thought.
Good one to start on.
Okay.
I also have one stupid one. I'm going to save that for last.
Oh, good.
This one's really wild. Mike, you like to bake, or Jenna likes to bake. Do you bake?
I dabble.
So the people that like to bake, they like to use Betty Crocker. Betty Crocker was probably a really good cook, right?
I would hope so if they named something after her like that.
Yeah, Betty Crocker's not real. It's just a marketing campaign. She's not a real person.
It's not a stupid one. But
No, this is not the stupid one.
Are
No.
you sure about that?
Yeah, pretty sure. How awful is that? I thought Betty Crocker was like this great lady, cooked all these recipes, started her own business, the American dream, Betty Crocker. No, just a lie.
Dude, that is crazy. I want to believe you, but I'm double checking myself.
It's already fact checked.
Is Betty Crocker literally the top Google search is Betty Crocker a real person? Surprising then that Betty Crocker isn't actually a real person. She's the brainchild of an advertising campaign developed by the Washburn Crosby Company, a flour milling company. PBS,
Frauds.
kids. Well, PBS is
Frauds.
And they have pictures of her. Like they have depictions.
I know. They probably have like a movie made about her.
Those
Or, like,
screwballs.
books. Yeah.
As the Betty Crocker since 1921, and it's literally like by decade they changed it. And I'm like, what?
The American dream is a lie. That's all I've heard.
Just got to rely on Rosie the Riveter.
Can't we even trust her anymore?
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Who knows?
She was real though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Yes.
Betty Crocker.
Why did she just turn English there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I try this Pennsylvania Dutch thing, and I tend to turn Swedish. So.
I don't know what that was.
Little sidebar. So, for anybody who is familiar with Pennsylvania Dutch, there is, oh gosh, 'twas the night. Oh, so there literally is a book called Pennsylvania Dutch Night Before Christmas. And the way that it's spoken is obviously in Pennsylvania Dutch. So there is one of the child's names is Obadiah. And for some reason I always go, Obadiah, like I'm in a Swedish accent, which I can't get out of it. Like, apparently when you say shower, and I'm probably going to get botched for this, I will probably botch this. You're actually supposed to say, oh, I'm going to take a shower.
A shar.
A shower.
Shar.
You know, you don't say the shower. It's just a shower.
A shar.
A shower.
Yeah, that kind of adds up.
Yeah. Do you know what you're supposed to eat on New Year's Eve, Pennsylvania Dutch way?
Sauerkraut.
See? Yeah. Pork and
I told
sauerkraut.
So that's a tradition that not many people know about. Pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day all the time.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's the best. Except I don't eat too much of the sauerkraut.
Yeah, I don't
sauerkraut.
Do you know the Santa version of the Pennsylvania Dutch?
No.
The Belschnickel.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. That was on, I think they did that on the episode of The Office.
Yes, I think they did.
Yes.
And I don't watch The Office, but I'm pretty sure they did.
Impish or, what is it? Instead of naughty or nice, it's impish or admirable.
I don't even know.
Yes, impish or admirable.
Yeah. Well, I did not realize we were going to bring talking about Pennsylvania Dutch was not on my bingo card for 2023 with the Funny Business Podcast.
No, me neither.
All right, time to get serious now.
Yes.
All right, my last one. The use of modern cell phones completely changed the way childhood memories will be remembered. And I was going through a deep dive with this.
Okay.
This past weekend, we celebrated Jenna's cousin's daughter's second birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And we got her this wonderful gift. Yeah, thanks. We got her this wonderful gift. It basically is like a little like saucer, but like you can like spin in it and like you can like lean in it and they can flip it over. You can stand in it. So I was just like taking photos of her, just enjoying the toy. And I thought to myself, man, like when I was 2 and I had my second birthday, like it's either that there's printed photos that are either water damaged or just not archived correctly that I'll never be able to see. Whereas like the child's birthday that we went to, she can look at them 20 years later because they're up in the freaking cloud. Like, and I got into this whole thing. I'm like, you could literally see yourself at a point of starting when you were literally a baby to growing up. You'd see yourself on video. You'd see yourself on photos. Like you have this library ahead of these kids have these libraries ahead of them now where they can actually just look back and find the times when they were silly on video or like how they sounded when they were a kid or just like blew my mind. Like just the fact that when we were little, like we did not have that. Like, yeah, somebody had the photo, like somebody had like the Kodak camera that had to get the pictures developed and yada, yada, and so forth and on forth. But it's just so crazy that because of the smartphone, that it's completely changed the way childhood memories will be remembered.
Dude, that is Crazy. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, they're just gonna be able to relive almost their entire life,
Right.
and it's just crazy.
It's in the cloud.
And there's just so many more photo shoots that families do, and they'll be able to see more of like their parents, what they did, and their family that they maybe didn't know of. Yeah, it's wild.
And you also have those memories too of like some of your family members who unfortunately may have passed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you can literally hear them now.
Mm-hmm.
Or like hear how they spoke or how they acted like, and you get a better sense of your family compared to, for us, like, I've been fortunate to only have a few members of my family pass away, but you forget, and it's tough.
And even in social media, you'll be able to see like old trends. You go to your, if a mom goes to show her daughter her Instagram, like, Mommy, who's that guy? Oh,
You
don't
mean
worry
your
about him.
granddaughter? Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm just saying, if a random mom just goes to show their daughter their Instagram, but there's like a photo of like a guy that's not the dad, it's like, well, that's awkward.
That's awkward. Yeah, we even have those things too, like past relationships. Like usually those are either burned or thrown in the trash. Like, sometimes they get stuck in a weird cloud, and it's like, oh yeah, like that was my ex-girlfriend.
Yep. What's going to be the first episode of the Funny Business Podcast you show your kid?
I feel like I've thought of this before.
Why?
Absurd trolley problems.
That's an all-time episode.
I think just the idea of like how much we were laughing in that episode.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want an episode that was like nice and clean. Like, I want an episode because, not to get too serious or too emotional here, but like part of the podcast is to be with my best friend for an hour a day. That episode was like, that was just us, like, just shooting the shit with each other. Like, that was, it was funny. But what about you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, we've had great moments. I love the geography clip of us trying to say Vermont was attached to Canada. I think that's my favorite clip from the podcast. Our first Halloween episode was really good. That was great. I will probably one of those two. All right. It's definitely not this one after I say this. All right, so I'm just going to come out and say it. Cows can be depressed. Cows have emotions that they can develop. Not like they don't have like brains like humans. I actually took a screenshot. I'm not going to stop talking out of my ass. I took a screenshot so I can actually talk eloquently. So, as herd animals, they have a fairly extensive vocabulary for communication among themselves. Cows, in other words, are pretty complex animals that have the dubious ability to experience pessimism and depression.
Dude, that's crazy. I think that's why they tend to be part of therapeutic programs too. Because they can actually, it's funny business science. We should have like a what do you call it? Not an opener, a stinger, like funny business science.
Is this our faces get thumbs up?
It's a stamp of approval. The idea that there's a lot of people that have like these therapeutic programs, and like because cows can feel depressed, they somehow connect with students or participants who may be depressed.
That's a great point. Another great point. Next time you hooligan kids want to go cow tipping, just think about what that cow is going through. Maybe he had a long day. He didn't sleep well the night before. He's been going through a lot. His girlfriend just cheated on him. His mom's not talking to him anymore. His dad just became steak. It's the guy who milked him, squeezed a little too hard. Like, just think about what that cow is going through in his life before you go tip him over.
And like, why don't you do like something more depressing than like tip a cow? Like, I don't know, alcohol or
No.
I will probably have to bleep
that. you definitely are going to bleep that out. Yes. 100%.
I take that as a joke. And that is...
All right. Yeah. All right. Moving on to this, the next segment. We're going to do some buy or sell. I'm going to start.
Okay.
I don't know why all of a sudden I feel like my throat's like very scratchy.
I thought at the beginning of the episode you said that you might lose your voice.
I kind of thought I was gonna, because I started to talk and like
Here we are.
Felt like I wasn't talking. I'm gonna buy healthy breakfast.
Woohoo!
So I'm not a huge breakfast person. However, I think I mentioned last week, went to the doctor, stepped on the scale, bad number. So try to eat a little healthier. Just going to start with a good breakfast to start off the day. And I didn't really know what I like. I'd hate eggs.
Okay.
I don't have the patience to like make a bagel every morning, which I've been doing. I've been taking like rice cakes, like mini rice cakes and like peanut butter. That's still not the best. And I'm not saying this is the best either, but what I'm going to try and do, I ordered, it's a new thing on the internet. It's called Oats Overnight.
Overnight oats.
Yeah, overnight oats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just got the box today, walking out the door through work. It seems cool. They got some good flavors. Everyone says it's good. We're going to give it a try.
All right.
We're going to try and get a little healthier breakfast going.
A recommendation for you, Mr. Matthew.
Yes.
They make protein waffles. Oh, you don't like blueberry flavored?
I like blueberry flavored.
So they make blueberry flavored waffles. You can get them at the Weez. I've definitely had those. You cereal guy?
You love cereal.
Oh God, I hate throwing out ads just because. Wow, I see the box in front of me. I just don't.
Special K.
No.
Mini Wheats.
No.
Captain Crunch Berries.
No.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer. I'll get it to you later.
Okay. Yeah. And then I'm also buying love.
What is love?
As crazy as it is, this weekend, April and I are celebrating 2 years of dating.
Woo!
Yes. Crazy. It's been 2 years, but also crazy. It's only been 2 years. It's been a crazy 2 years, and a lot has happened. So
what you doing?
We actually today, as of Friday, as the release date.
Cut the shit. What you doing?
I'm getting out of work early, and we're just gonna go get lunch and chill, and then we're gonna do dinner on Saturday night, and then on Sunday morning, late morning, we are gonna go get brunch. We are going to Uber to brunch because they have a mimosa tower. And then we're gonna come back, watch football.
Nice. Congratulations.
Make some pigs in blanket. Thank you. On to the cell.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
Kashi Go is the cereal.
Okay. I've heard of it.
Yeah,
yep.
Kashi.
Yep. I'm selling running toilets, and Mike knows what this is about. So we have 2 toilets in our apartment. One works great. The other also works great, but decides to just run constantly and sporadically throughout the day.
I forgot you have 2 toilets.
We do have 2 toilets.
I completely forgot about that.
Yep. So the one in our bedroom just runs randomly and pretty often. Didn't think anything of it. And then we got the water bill. Almost tripled. Yeah. So then I had to make a call to the water company. I was like, hey, is this right? And he was like, yes, that's right. It's probably this issue. So I think we got it fixed, but that's a giant pain in the ass.
It's tough too, because like you can't automatically fix it, and then that kind of leads it to a delay and then potentially more of a cost behind it. But
yeah, it's not great. And then finally, I'm listening to videos on max volume.
Okay.
It was last week. April and I were getting ready to go to my parents for dinner, walk outside, and someone's either on their balcony or in their bedroom with the window wide open, blaring, listening to a video on their iPhone.
What kind of video on the iPhone?
A not suitable for work love video on their iPhone. Yeah.
Matt, you were joking.
I am not. I swear.
Shut
no,
up.
I'm not. So April and I walked out of the apartment, and we both looked at each other like, are we hearing that? Like, where is that coming from? And then all of a sudden, like, the volume got lower, and then like we got into our car and the volume like went back up. I don't know what was happening. I don't know who was watching it. I don't know where they were watching it. But if you're going to watch some love, maybe do it in the privacy of your own home with like headphones. I'm not telling you how to enjoy yourself, but don't enjoy yourself on the balcony.
Maybe they were getting a nice massage, Matt. They're getting a nice massage.
That was not the noise. That was not the noise of a massage. And if it is, lock them up.
Or like they're getting tickled and they're like,
I don't think there's a pounding sound when you're getting tickled.
Maybe it's like trying to avoid the person, like trying.
Yeah. One of the most awkward things I've ever experienced.
You cannot make this shit up. Are you sure it's not the most awkward thing you've experienced?
Well.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take that back.
Come on now.
Care to explain?
of what I'm thinking of?
Yes.
When we first moved to our one and only apartment that we ever lived together at.
Yes. That's all I got.
All right. I'm going to sell. Let me sell first. I'm going to sell automatic toilet flushes.
Oh.
It made me think of it. So at my work, we have a bathroom, as any reasonable and humane business has a bathroom.
Congratulations for working at a place that has a bathroom.
The issue that I keep having is when so the urinal is fine. Urinal is a manual flush.
Yeah.
The toilets are so touchy when it comes to the automatic flush. Matt, I will try to stay as safe for work as much as possible for those who are listening with the speakers out at their workplace, maybe on their work laptop. I am trying to go to the bathroom, and I'm not trying to go number one. I'm trying to go number two. Mm-hmm. Matt, I think the toilet flushes 3 times before I even sit down on the toilet.
That's so bad.
And then it flushes an extra. The worst part, when I get up, it only flushes once, and it flushes weak as hell, so I have to flush it again.
So in the process of you going to the bathroom at work, you flush the toilet like 8 times.
Yes. Not even trying. What gets extra freaky is that sometimes, like, obviously I think on the ground floor, there's only 2 males that work in the office. You're sometimes like, you're practically the only person who's using the bathroom at the time. Like, you get those, like, if you go to other places, like, you get those awkward, like, extra person in the toilet. Not in the toilet, but just in the bathroom, in one of the stalls. Sometimes it's so touchy that even if even if a reflection or a shadow is in range of the sensor, it'll flush.
Oh, that's tough. That's bad.
It's hella scary.
How are they that sensitive?
I don't know.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I thought that would be funny to include because that happened to me today. And then you started talking about your toilet problems. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna compliment sandwiches.
Yep.
I'm also selling reintroducing yourself during a speech. Many times when there are best man speeches, maid of honor speeches, you're being introduced for a keynote speaker, and you have somebody who is an MC. Let's just say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-host of the Funny Business Podcast, Matt Summers. Matt comes walking up to the podium. First thing is, hi,
I'm Matt Summers.
Oh, gets me
co-host of the Funny Business Podcast.
Gets me so riled up. Like, get into this. But everybody says, and I was saying this at our church group this past Sunday, which, by the way, anybody who's listening from our church group, hello. If you made it this far, hello. Just talking about my weird ass toilet shits. I was telling this, and one of our members was like, yeah, because they write it on the paper and they're not even aware that they were introduced. They're too focused on the paper. So in most cases, if it's a maid of honor speech or a best man speech, traditionally, you do not need to say your name because they already first introduce your name, who you are if you are the best man, and your relation to the honored individuals or people. It's like, it's your brother, it's your sister, or your uncle, or your son, or whatever. Like, they already introduced that connection towards you.
Yeah.
And I'm also selling Facebook's photo album upload. For some reason, it is super glitchy. It never says that it's completed uploading. It says that it fails. But then if you go in a new tab on Facebook, it shows that it's uploaded all 232 photos up in the album. It is funky when it comes to the upload. Just very janky Facebook. Facebook, fix it. And then I'm also buying, I'm moving on to my buys. I'm buying Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, Pitbull.
Yep.
Pitbull came out with a new album.
Oh,
like last night.
Didn't know that.
It's called Trackhouse. One of the, like, it's just new music. And like anybody who's been our age or in our generation, like, we love Pitbull. There's nothing wrong with him. There's this one song, it's called Let's Take a Shot. And it's to the tone, and they are not fair using it, but they are sampling the hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? But instead of that, it's let's take a shot. I'm like, oh, this is a fun one thing to do. So there's a couple others in there that I was listening to this morning, but I did not have the chance to write them down. And then finally, I'm buying SpongeBob.
Yes.
SpongeBob is absolutely timeless.
Yes.
In appreciation of we had a little spitball of a brainstorm session. We had this bonfire that was hosted at my work for the students. And we thought to ourselves, like, oh, like, what can we do with a trendy song? And I'm like, is the campfire song available? And like, through working and researching, it was available. So we used it. And with the resounding positive feedback, people were so happy that we used the song for the highlight for this bonfire. And I was talking to one of our student videographers, and they said, so people like our generation, we've watched those first episodes. Like, we watched them when they first came out. We watched them over and over and over again. And now this newer generation is now watching highlights and clips from SpongeBob on TikTok. And so it performs this universal, like, just acknowledgement that, like, SpongeBob is just awesome. And the lines that he says are just great. And I just don't mean SpongeBob. I mean Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Gary on top of that too. Plankton, all these people make truly an impact with just the world with SpongeBob.
We will be quoting SpongeBob when we are 75 years old.
Right.
That is absolutely going to happen. It is the best cartoon ever. One of the best shows ever. It is timeless. It's relatable. It's funny. It's perfect. It does not get more perfect than SpongeBob.
It really doesn't. And
doesn't.
It's, again, just, it's so timeless. Like, I was worried because now we're at an age where kids from college now we're one more year off until everybody was born after 9/11. And usually that was around the time when, like, SpongeBob was getting to its peak or close to it. But they were babies, so they didn't watch it.
Right.
The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time. One with a collar, turtleneck. That's the kind of sweater you're wearing. A striped sweater. I don't even think I need to promote the links anymore because everybody just left.
Correct.
But if you are still here, thank you. You can find all of our social media, Funny Business Entertainment, Funny Business EN, all that at solo.to/funnybusiness. The YouTube catalog has been officially updated where now you can listen or watch to currently all 182 episodes of the Funny Business podcast right on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, you can go hop on over there. Mr. Matthew.
Ish.
What is your advice for the good coworkers of the funny business world?
Try something new. We're transitioning into the fall season, getting into the Christmas season. Maybe there's something new this fall or winter that you've always wanted to try, an activity, an event you want to go to. Go ahead and do it. Let's try something new. Let's keep it fresh.
I want to tell you some positiveness.
Yes.
Like something that somebody should do if they need just a little positive uppance. If they have the financial capacity to do so, go to like a food festival or like some type of festival.
Yeah.
I missed out on a wonderful festival this past weekend. I was upset. Actually, no, not one, two festivals. One involved pickles and the other one involved garlic.
Okay, Garlic Fest is cool.
But Pickle Fest, that was another thing.
I don't like pickles.
I love pickles.
I hate pickles.
I love pickles.
I like pickles.
I like pickles. I like chocolate milk. Did you watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
Fantastic show.
I just showed Jenna cheese for the first time.
Oh, cheese is the best. No more cheese. I gotta go home.
I like chocolate milk.
Cheese is the best.
Cheese was the best. And then there was Blue, Wilt, Eduardo. Who was the bird?
I can't remember. Other than Cheese and Blue.
Yeah, well, Wilt was the tall basketball player.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Underrated show. I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate it.
Oh my God. Coco.
Sure.
You don't remember him?
Not really.
Tom Kenny played Eduardo?
No.
Tom Kenny voices SpongeBob.
No.
It says it right here.
I don't believe you.
What,
Wikipedia?
I'm on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.fandom.com.
Oh, okay. Didn't know they had their own legit website.
Actually, yeah, I'm on Foster's Home. Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were just saying you're on Wikipedia.
No, I'm not on Wikipedia. That's for chumps. All right. Anyway, that concludes our episode. Until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.